Is it just me, or we might actually be cooked as a society? I feel like lately it's just every day as time passes by, the chances of success, having like a successful career, successful life, is just diminishing on a daily basis. I don't know why. Is it because of the news that I'm exposed to, the algorithm that I'm watching on YouTube or on Instagram, social media? It just feels like, like everyone is having success, or but online, but in reality a lot of people are just depressed. I think for me there's just, so many layers that's happening right now with AI's advancement, and unemployment. you know Nobody's really forming any family, forming any real relationship. There's just so many layers to it, and in this video I want to like get into it a little bit, or just want to rant out my thoughts. So why do I think we might actually be cooked? you know like, so first of all, I'm unemployed, right? So I think it's just like from an unemployment perspective, I am looking at a lot of jobs that are available. I mean, historically, like whenever there's jobs available, like hundreds of applicants apply. So it just seems like your chances of getting any responses is just abysmal. And there's just like so many hoops that they make you jump through for you to land any recruiter screening. So I'm not saying I gave up on looking for a job, but at the moment I think it's just the market is so saturated with people that are unemployed, and everybody's looking for a job. Either people have a job, want to get to another job, or people just are sick of their job. They want a better job. Or, and I'm not even counting people who are doesn't have a job and need to find a new job to just kind of survive. So I think at this point it's just like a lot of like based on a lot of friends that I know, a lot of people are getting let go left and right and being laid off, and I don't even know if any of them has gotten like a new job yet, myself included, right? So for that, people don't have, if they don't have a job, they don't have money, right? If you don't have money, you can't really be a consumer. So you're you as a person, you're not consuming things or consuming the amount that you're normally consuming. So the money doesn't really flow back into the system. So businesses are not going to thrive, right? So a lot of businesses is going to slow down, and eventually could shut down, right? Like, or only the strongest business will survive. And that's not all, right? So when people are unemployed, they're not being productive, they don't have responsibility, and you need to look for alternatives, right? Like you need to find a different method to make a living, myself included. So that's why I'm trying to make the solopreneur journey happen. Content, be a not. I wouldn't say I'm a content creator, but just try to help people out, try to make a living online. So that's just one of the reasons why people are depressed, right? When you don't have money, like you can't invest, you can't you can only make money when you have money, right? So it's it's so in a way it's just like once you don't have an employment or like a way to make a living, you can't even date, right? Like you can't even form a family. You're just like very uncertain about the future. So that's why like society these days, no one is getting married, no one's having kids because people are just so uncertain about the future. If you have another mouth to feed in the future, like how are you gonna feed it? Like if you're so uncertain about your job situation, right? Like AI could probably take over most jobs in the next 5 to 10 years, probably sooner, right? Like if you use Claude, if you use OpenAI, ChatGPT these days, it's just it could probably complete most of the tasks that require anything, using a computer, right? Even coding, even anything you could think of. Like it might not do the best job yet, but it's getting there, right? So even if you have a job right now, right, most people are using AI. What makes them think that they're not going to get replaced by that same AI that they're using within the next 12 to 24 months or maybe sooner? So everything is super uncertain right now. So nobody's having kids, nobody's having getting married. People are not even dating. Like I think people are so scared that they're not, or like, or people are just so divided. Also, there's so many layers to this that they're not even asking women out. They don't have the confidence to um, ask people out even. So it just makes society like people are not having any connections. Everybody's just looking online, doom scrolling, right? So if you look on the street, if you go on a train, 9 out of 10 people are on their phone, right? It's it's kind of ridiculous. Like, myself included, I'm guilty of it as well. And I think that's just the way it is now, which I don't really agree with. Like, why are we so attached to the internet these days? Like, we're where our eyeballs are never looking up anymore. We're just looking down on our phones. I think that's just like something wrong with the world, like I think that's contribution to why people are depressed. Everything on the internet, right, is people putting their best side on their social media. They're putting their best effort to show you the good side of things. So people are just they get jealous, they get when they compare themselves to you, they get depressed, right? There's just so many layers. And even if you get married, right, 50% divorce rate. At first, initially, I didn't believe it, but it seems like it's more and more true these days. I know friends that are divorced. I meet people that they're divorced. If I was a betting man, if I was to choose a career right now, I would be kind of like a divorce lawyer, or working in that kind of industry, because there's just gonna be more and more people divorced. It's really sad, really. um I'm single myself, but I do believe in the future. I do believe there is a future out there if you believe it. But you just need to look at it in a way that like you need to find alternative ways to make a living if you're not already. Like, you need to recognize all these things are happening at once, and you just need to be cognizant of it. And this is not a warning, it's reality, really. Um so I think, in a way, like, if you don't have alternative ways to make a living outside of a job, because you might not have a job within the next 12 to 24 months, you are just putting yourself at a very big risk. And I recognize that a few years ago already, but I just never took any action on it until now, which I'm still trying to figure out at the same time, right? So that's why I'm doing videos, just to kind of remind myself, this is what I'm trying to do. I want to hold myself accountable to it. So, I'm still, I think I believe in marriage. I believe in, having children in the future. It's what human are made for, right? Like it's the purpose of humanity, or of your own life, is to procreate. So I think all things leads to, recognizing all of these issues and figuring out a way to escape from it, really. And how do you escape? It's, with so much inflation, government just printing so much money, you need to invest your money, whether it's, property, or, like different types of assets, that beats inflation. Don't hold it in cash. You need to at least have some sort of investment in order to outgrow the inflation, really. It's it's so that's what I'm trying to accomplish here. I myself, I want to, like more than 80% of my net worth is invested, right? So it's you need to start. If you're not invested, you need to start investing, or at least learn about it, so just so you can, get along in the future, right? Like that's because the future is, I don't think it's that bright. Even though we have all the technological advances, but, you know, if you're everyday people and you're just living paycheck to paycheck, you need to save away some money and put it into investing, please. Uh, I I think that I mean I think that's what I want to, do with my life, is to teach people or get people started in investing, because this is just, what the future is going to be. And with government printing trillions of dollars, you know only assets will only go up in the long term. So you have to be invested, and this is your escape route. Thanks for listening.